Hello, friends. Welcome back to a new lesson, to a new day, and to a new opportunity for learning and practicing English. That's right. My name is Mrs. Brusson, and I welcome you to my channel and this lesson. To begin, we are going to start with an amazing activity. And this activity comes straight out of our textbook, and the title is Make a Connection. So, here is what you're going to do. So, I want you to think about a time when you took care of a family member, such as a baby brother, an older grandparent, or an ill parent, and how did you feel about that? How do you feel about doing it? And I just want you to take a few minutes to write your response. Okay. So this is kind of a self-analyzing, internalizing activity. And it's just to think about how did you feel about helping someone else. Okay. Okay. So just remember to pause the video. And when you're ready, just come back to us. So, how did that feel? I wonder. I think that we have all taken care of someone at some point in life, even if it's just a pet, okay? I know I have. Okay, friends. So, with that, I'm going to introduce the topic for today's lesson. And today's lesson is a vocabulary lesson for Cluster 2. Unit 4, remember we're still on Unit 4, but Cluster 2. And this lesson is aligned to our H Level A curriculum. Okay? Okay. So our clear learning target for this lesson is I can practice making words my own as I complete the key vocabulary chart. Okay? So we're going to be practicing pronunciation. We're going to be practicing parts of speech. We are going to be practicing finding the definition or defining words. And you are going to do all of that on your own at the end using this chart that I have here for you. And again, I will present this chart to you one more time at the end and explain it in a little more detail. Okay? Okay, so just a little bit of a reminder that we are going to be also, or I am going to be also pointing out the parts of speech for each one of the vocabulary words that I'm going to present to you today and that we are going to be using throughout the whole unit for cluster 2 unit. Okay? Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the first word. Here we go. Here is our first word, advise. Let's say it together. Advise. One more time. Advise. And the word advise is a verb. That's right. It's an action, something that we do, something that we give, right? So when you ask a friend for advice, you want ideas on how to solve a problem. That is what the definition of the word advice is. Or that's what, it means. So look at the illustration and my sentence is she is asking her friend for advice, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and say that together. She's asking her friends for advice. Did we read the definition? I don't think we did. So let's read it. One, two, three. When you ask a friend for advice, you want ideas on how to solve a problem. And a synonym for the word advice is suggestions. Yep. Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at word number 2. And the second word is communicate. Let's say it together. Let's say communicate. Good. One more time. Communicate. And communicate is also a verb. Mhm. It is also a verb. It's actually it's an action, something that we do, correct? Okay, so some deaf people communicate by using hand signals to express their ideas. So let's go ahead and read the definition together. Some deaf people communicate by using hand signals or hand signs to express their ideas. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and read it again, okay? Some deaf people communicate by using hand signs to express their ideas. So our sentence or the sentence that I added here for you is the lady is signing I love you to her family. See? She's using sign language to communicate. And a synonym for the word communicate is to talk. Yeah, that's what we do when we communicate, isn't it? Okay, let's go ahead and go to our next word. The next word is condition. Let's say condition. One more time. Condition. And condition is a noun. Okay? So again, look at the illustration. And a person with a medical condition has a problem with his or her health. Can we read it together? A person with a medical condition has a problem with his or her health. And let's go ahead and look at the sentence that I have here. Her medical condition is related to her lungs. Let's read it. Her medical condition is related to her lungs. And I have here actually two synonyms for the word condition. And one is situation and the other one is a problem. Mhm. Okay. And with that, we have come to our next word. And this one is disability. Let's say this word together. Disability. Can we do it one more time? Disability. And disability is actually a noun. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the definition and look at the illustration, okay? Disabilities can limit what a person does or how a person do things. Let's read it. Disabilities can limit what a person does or how a person do things. And the sentence that I have here for you is some people with disabilities use wheelchairs to move around. Let's go ahead and read it together. Some people with physical disabilities use a wheelchair to move around. Okay. The next word that I have for you this today is discipline. Let's read it together. Discipline. One more time. Discipline. And discipline is actually a noun as well. So look at the illustration. Discipline is training that show people or animals how to behave. One more time. Discipline is training that show people or animals how to behave. And the sentence that I have here is punishment can be one form of discipline. Let's read it. Punishment can be one form of discipline. And look at our little dog. He's been well disciplined to follow his owner's lead, hasn't he? Okay. Okay, now we have the word hero. Let's say that hero. One more time. Hero. And a hero is a noun because it's a person. When you admire someone a lot, that person is your hero. Let's read this together. When you admire someone a lot, that person is your hero. So we have superheroes, right? Like Batman and Spider-Man and Superman, right? So people that are admired. Let's look at the sentence that I have here for you. A firefighter who saves someone's life is also a hero. Can we read it together? A firefighter who saves someone's life is also a hero. So I just want to point out that a hero doesn't have to be fictional. It can be someone in your life that you admire, like the definition says. Okay? Okay. Next, we have outlook. Let's go ahead and read that together. Outlook. One more time. Outlook. And that is a compound word if there is one. Okay, have you noticed that? So outlook is in this case a noun, and your outlook is your opinion or point of view. When you think about something, that is your opinion or your point of view. Okay, so let's go ahead and read that together. Your outlook is your opinion or point of view. Look at our illustration. And now, the sentence that I have here is a difficult job can be fun when you have a positive outlook about it. Let's read it. A difficult job can be fun when you have a positive outlook about it. And yes, friends, we can always change our point of view or outlook about something. Okay, so we have arrived at our last word, and that one is presence. Let's say it together. Let's say presence. One more time, presence. And presence in this case is a noun, okay? And I have here the definition that I have is sometimes you can feel a person's presence even if he or she is not really there. Look at the illustration. The lady is there, but the man is not. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's go ahead and read it again. Sometimes you can feel a person's presence even if he or she is not really there. And the sentence that I have for you is she feels her husband's presence every time she goes for a walk. Let's read it together. She feels her husband's presence every time she goes for a walk. And I got here two synonyms for this word, being and spirit. And then an antonym is absence. Yeah, I mean, if you're not present, you're absent, right? Okay, friends, so with that, we have actually arrived at our activity. Remember that I mentioned at the beginning that you were going to complete the key vocabulary chart, right? With each one of the vocabulary words, you're going to find a synonym. You're going to find the actual definition in the dictionary. We want you to go to dictionary.com or somewhere, and find the definition for the word. And then we would like you to use it in a sentence or to draw an illustration. Okay, so example, advice, and a synonym for advice is help or tips, and a definition, a recommendation for how to do something, and then a sentence, my mom gives me advice every day. Okay, friends. And with that, we have arrived at the end of another wonderful lesson. And I want to thank you for being here with me today. And I will see you next time.